Now is the time.
Forever? Tangent. Old.
Halt.
Hashtag always MGM.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Calm down. AK haters.
But what if it could?
Behold the majesty of the Sistine Ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
Ha! What a cute ending.
Aloha and
Don't Dillo it.
This is Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank. And Jen, it has finally happened here in 2025 after 6 long months of being ahead of the game with these podcast recordings.
Yeah.
We have finally caught up and are now with nothing in the bank, nothing in the tank, nothing in
the can. Isn't that what the
can? I still can't come up with that phrase weeks later.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Jen, we're now doing a week to week. How's this gonna? Are we trying to do 2 here in this time that we have to record on a Monday evening prior to Theme Park Thursday, June the 26th?
Who knows? We're just going with it. We'll
going
see what
with it.
happens. We're
here.
ending.
Yeah, we're yes ending. That's
Yeah.
right. We're here at DillosDizResorts.com. That, of course, is our Patreon with memberships beginning as low as $1 per month. DillosDizResorts.com. Our paying guests at the resort. You can join for free, and you might get some posts along the way. I've been poaching. I've been posting.
Sure. Yeah.
Poaching. I've been poaching from my storage unit and posting at the resort.
Nice save.
I'm on it tonight.
Sure.
That I have been showing off some World Showcase trinkets that I purchased in the late 1980s.
Yeah,
this is what I was pulling out of the storage unit last week. There's a little pagoda I bought from Japan. There's a little like a stone marbly thing from Italy. Who else knows? Here's the thing on my radiator, or is it radiator?
It's radiator.
That's correct. I used to have on top of the radiator, I used to have a souvenir from each country of the World Showcase.
Yeah.
And I would have them in a semicircle.
Sure.
To make me feel better because we didn't have YouTube.
2 follow-up questions to that. One, didn't we find another one in the attic one day?
Oh, we might have. That's true.
I feel like we did because you said there's more of these. I know there's more of these. Second question, did they ever get stuck to the radiator? Like where you'd have to kind of like pull them off at times, maybe if the heat was too hot.
I'm sure there was some period. There was that, and there was a styrofoam display, a 3 multi-level display. It was made of styrofoam. Sure. I'm starting to get into my John Mulaney cadence because too many Mulaney TikToks later, and it was made of styrofoam. And on the 3 tiers was little figures of each president in number order.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to save that for another day. Also, just as a side note, yesterday I was in the car with Mom and Papa Dillo. More on that later. And Papa Dillo mentioned, you know what I found? Oh, what'd you find? I found a piece of the carpet from your old room. I go, good. Well, you don't lose that. We're going to have a whole mural of carpeting from the Dillo household in the Dillo's Diz Museum one day. So you have to keep that. Yep.
It's a must. And that's, I think, a great segue into what we're doing here today, because we have guests of DillosDizResorts.com waiting in the wings. They are a bit of it's like the press room we're here for today. And we are here to answer questions. We know some things that may be asked. Some questions were posted in the Discord, but essentially we're hoping that questions will lead to more questions, and we're here to answer things we've answered before, but nothing from the mid 2000s. And then we will talk about it. Maybe we need to repeat some stories. Maybe we need to answer things about news that's been happening at the parks because we've had so many guests on in recent weeks. I will say I still kind of want to do a farewell to Tom Sawyer's Island episode before July 4th. So we'll see if we got time to do that, right? That's next week.
Yeah, sure.
It's next week. So maybe no Tom Sawyer's Island because I feel like we're gonna.
Maybe. You never know.
Maybe the question will lead to a 45-minute diatribe, and that will be next week's episode.
There you go.
You never know what might happen here when you ask us anything with Dillo's Diz Resort.com guests. Yeah. We will bring in we're going to lead off with some the last guest will lead us into the lead off, as it were.
Okay. If I may
not
just
happy with our final guest, and not just because of his smoke detector.
If I may say as well, we have other guests of the resort in the chat. Hello to you all. Welcome. If at any point, I know some of you in the chat have submitted questions, which I have kept track of here. But if anyone is like, hey, I really want to know something, feel free to leave it in the chat. Feel free to hop in on the recording as well. You can hop in, hop out. It's like those tour buses. You hop on, you hop off at the different landmarks. You can do that. We're whatever.
We are a New York-based podcast.
We are. That is true.
So Jen, you want to bring in and introduce whoever you pick. It's like we're gonna pick teams here in gym.
Oh, let's not do that. Now I
we already know who the last person is.
Oh, good point. Okay. Well, but then there's a second last person. Now feel like, am I really the last?
There's no winning.
There's no winning, and all right, but you know what? I think the perfect person to start off with, we go ladies first.
Oh, okay.
And we bring in, one of the sweetest people we know, our friend, Dr. Val. Hi, Dr. Val.
Hello. This is exciting. I'm excited for us all to be together.
Welcome and congrats on being the first pick in the gym teams. But there's no real order. It's
the first time in my life I think I was ever picked first. So thank you for that.
I am going to pick, not that we're picking or going in order, because I know I'm going to need this person when the smoke detector starts going off in about 5 minutes. I'm picking Theme Park Rob. Theme Park Rob, hello.
Good evening. How are you all?
How are you,
TPR?
Right. Official driver of the Dillo's Diz Resort.
Yes, I am.
Yes, love it.
Yes, I am. We'll handle the chirping smoke detector.
Yeah, we're gonna need you, Theme Park Rob. Nate says Val is number one in our hearts. So true. Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
True. Mm-hmm. For my team, I am just sticking with the Davidsons. I mean, I think you gotta bring the couple power. So welcome in Lewis.
Hello.
Hello, Lewis. How are you?
Super duper.
Before I bring it, I kind of want to also set the table on this because so many people here, all three of the people here, have been to both of our meetups. Yeah. And this week, I personally, maybe now by Theme Park Thursday, if you're listening to the audio, it's happened. Maybe we're at the halfway to Christmas point where we're talking about the Christmas parties and the Jollywoods and all the things. So maybe we're there. We're halfway to Christmas. Jen, stop counting on your fingers.
What is time?
But we're hoping that November 2025, the weekends will fall right for the announcement of the Christmas parties. Is it happening this week? Has it happened already? Will it happen later today? We don't know. And now, without further ado, the person everybody is angry with here today. The final for now choice. Good, he's on screen, so he's ready. Just nod your head if it's chirped recently, so I don't bring you in on a chirp.
No,
he doesn't even know.
Well, we're waiting then.
He doesn't know.
Need a thumbs up when it chirps again. Just listen for it. I know apparently you don't hear it, but
you know him, you love him. You can't live without him. It's Adam.
Oh, you can live without me. That's for sure.
Welcome, Adam.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I will
Waiting
turn
for
it
a
right to
chirp that I
Jen.
could edit out easily, but there was no chirp on the silent. Oh,
Oh.
hi, Maz.
Adam was part of Dillo's history today. So I'm going to pass it over to Jen to tell the story first, but I'm going to mute Adam while it's happening.
Oh, okay. So yesterday, first of all, I don't know the full backstory, but I believe you must have seen a post of Adam's of where he was headed yesterday.
That is correct, because
Okay.
on Saturday and Sunday over the weekend at the Museum of Moving Image, they were doing a whole Muppety extravaganza. They were showing Muppets Take Manhattan. They had Muppet Babies, Muppets on display for the first time. Yeah. And so they had little creative, create your own paper bag puppet display areas and things like that. So the 9-year-old and I had run over there on Saturday, which prompted Adam to say, I'm going to be there on Sunday. Adam is still muted.
Right. So yesterday, Sunday, the 9-year-old was in a show. And so the whole Dillo clan was going to be 6 minutes away from Adam. And so I was like, what? Well, how long is he going to be in the area? What's he doing? What are the plans? So Frank had DM'd Adam from a Dillo's account. Mm-hmm. And so then once the show was over, I was like, let me see how far I actually am. Oh, it really is 6 minutes. Okay. And then I DM'd Adam from the same Dillo's account going, are you back home? And he said, no, I'm still at the museum. And then I was like, hey, everybody in my car, which was Mama and Papa Dillo, Mr. Dillo, and the kids, can we just do a quick drive-by? We're just going to I need to just pop out for a minute. Because as we have come to know, me and Adam had never met in person. And I felt like if I don't do it now, I'm not sure, because he said we were having dinner in Q1. I don't know what quarter we're up to yet, but it's not happening. So, yet. So I was like, this is my chance. And so we drove over there, found another great parking spot, much like we did for the show. So we had 2 good parking spots in Queens yesterday, which is unheard of. And then I hopped out, and as I'm walking, I messaged Adam, hey, can you come to the lobby real quick? And so from the Dillo's account. And so I walk in, and I'm like, oh, he's already in the lobby. So I'm sort of like, hey, if those of you listening, I'm waving. And so then Adam seemed surprised and taken aback that it was me and not Frank. But I can pass it to Adam for his POV on the whole thing. Start the chirp counter.
He is now unmuted.
Okay. Yeah, so like 400 years ago, a couple people discovered America.
Oh.
And then they decided to create Queens, right?
Yeah.
And so they set everything up. I'm kidding. So I'd always planned on going to that museum on Sunday because I was going to a soccer game on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I rather would have gone Saturday.
Could have been a whole party.
But
Frank, no, because then it wouldn't have happened, Adam.
That's right. Then I wouldn't have seen you. So I guess it's a good thing I didn't. Or it did. I don't know. I guess that's between you two to figure out what was best.
You already met Frank.
First.
Twice.
But yeah, I was just, when you messaged me, can you come to the lobby? I thought I was talking to Frank.
Yeah.
Because he lives there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not.
That's okay. I think we've said it before. It's okay.
You're good.
And I know you live further away.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for Frank in that lobby, and I don't see him. And I'm like, what is this guy doing to me? I was not expecting to see you at all.
Yeah.
And then I see you, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
And
you are so beautiful, much more beautiful in person, Jen.
Stop it. Adam, don't make me blush on
Let me just say.
The mic is hiding. Very kind, Adam.
And then when you said, first of all, I really wasn't prepared to see you. I had no notes. And then when you said, to come to the car, the whole family's there, I was really sweating bullets. I'm like,
oh. He's like, this is how it ends for me. The Dillos are taking me out.
And And yeah, so I was like, and then I find out that nobody's ever met them, which I did not realize. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, we did
On
say
this-
that because
on
Frank and I
30,
were.
what was that, 37th and 35th Street or something like that? I think that's where it was.
Yeah, moving
Okay.
museum and
You
moving.
guys had a
image.
great parking spot, I will say.
We're gonna put a little. We're gonna put a little like a cap down with this.
Oh yes, we
commemorate
should
it
do that.
on the
Yes.
sidewalk.
Where the meeting happened.
We should do that.
Yeah. He was just like, what do you do? Who was I talking to? You don't live here, do you? What's happened? And I was like, by the way, right out front, I got oh, well, thumbs up there. I got Mr. Snide Dillo, I got the kids, and I got Mom and Papa Dillo. You want to meet them? But
very lovely family. And like I was telling you before, I just wish I didn't like I had like I was, you know, it was like flustered. It's like meeting, you know, like a celebrity, and like you don't know what to say because you have all these thoughts in your head, and then they all just were gone.
yeah.
So
Yes, I did catfish Adam Maz. That's correct. Yeah, when we were DMing last night, and Adam's like, I didn't have my notes. I didn't know what I was gonna say. I should have said this. I should have said this. I did tell Mama Dillo how you felt like you should have been more prepared, and she's like, you have to tell him we're not celebrities. We're not like anybody.
well, they
I was
are.
like, oh well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people might argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy I finally got to meet Adam. And I said, next time we're going to do the dinner that we keep talking about.
Oh yeah. You know what I should have done was I should have said, hey, since you guys are all here, let's get this over with.
But while we're at it, call Frank. Where is he? Because then Frank texted me, like, did this happen? And I was like, oh, yeah, we just pulled away. And so we had to just
Missed it by that much. I was driving back around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ryan saying Adam is a Dillo's Diz legend.
I tried.
Yeah.
But you know what? I do what I can for everybody else that can't. I'm just a messenger. That's all I
That's
am.
so nice. That's nice.
That's
of you,
all I
Adam.
am. I speak for I come when I see yous. I am bringing everybody with me. It's not just
I love
me.
it.
Does
Actually,
anyone
you're
have
the
any
beeping
questions for Adam?
messenger.
Yeah.
You're the beeping messenger.
That's right.
Get it out there.
That's true.
That's a good one.
Adam, we recorded with you. When was that?
Early April? I don't know.
Early April.
Yeah.
I edited out over 100 chirps of that episode.
Wow.
It's June. It's the end of June, Adam, and it's still chirping. I'm not sure how this is happening, but I would like to
Think
turn
about
to
how much
theme park-
entertainment. Think about how much entertainment it's giving you.
Is it theme park Rob? Please state your background and your feelings on this matter. Thank you.
Well, okay. My background, I have 32 years in the fire service.
Wow.
I
This is embarrassing.
and let me tell you something, Adam, okay? And this is just completely coming from the heart. This is not the first time that I have heard chirps over and over and over. Now, would I ever hear them in my own house? Absolutely not. All I can, no, none at all.
No, there is
all I
judgment.
can suggest is, unless it's on a 20-foot vaulted ceiling,
No.
just go pick. Is it just one chirping, or all?
I think it's just one. They're hardwired. The whole system is together hardwired.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it might just be one that's out.
Yeah, probably. Just, you do what you want. You do you, as Jen would say. But yeah, just stick a 9-volt in there and you'll be good. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Seriously though, I mean, it is a safety issue for everybody, not just Adam, but for all of us. So
That's true.
keep everybody
Safety
safe.
first.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the lithium batteries last a long time.
Yeah, they
Oh.
do.
You just get
They do.
those in there, you'll never hear the chirp again.
Yep.
We'll never hear the chirp again. That's
And I do want to say something. I want to apologize to Adam for I'm using air quotes, scolding him for a chirping smoke detector when this is the first time I've ever actually been on a live with him. So I apologize. I'm glad to finally be here with you, Adam.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Have you guys met in person?
No.
Lewis and Val and Adam?
No.
Negative.
Adam,
Nope.
we will see
Nope.
you in November.
Adam,
What day in November?
here we go.
Adam.
There will
They
be a
got to
bunch of
announce
Adam.
these parties. They got to announce Jollywood and Very Merry. If it's that first weekend that they have, it is the plan. Oh. I'm like Sideshow Bob. You know when he steps on the rakes and they hit him in the face and he's like, oh. And then he turns and it's like, oh.
Adam, we give you plenty of notice. And then what do we see sometimes? Oh, Adam's at Disney. Here he is. Oh, look, I'm watching a live stream of the very last Muppet show. Oh, there's Adam on my screen.
You did see me in somebody's live stream?
Yes, I told you that. You and Tom and Michelle. I'm like, oh, there's Adam. Oh, there's Tom and Michelle.
Whose was the live stream?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Sorry.
Whose was
I have to find.
Yeah.
I think it was the one that Jeffers had put in the Discord, so we can probably go back and figure out whose it was. But
Okay.
you sure did hear a chirp, Jeffers. So welcome to the chat. And just to say, although this might feel like an intervention for Adam, it is actually the Q&A for us, I promise. So
I do have a question.
Yes.
sure.
Frank, do you know if the Kaufman studio next to the museum does tours?
That is a great question. I'm gonna put you on mute while I answer. For those of you who don't know, yeah, the Kaufman Studios are in Astoria, Queens. They got a pretty rich history of movie making. A Marx Brothers movie, I think, Sesame Street films over there. I will say I've recently gotten to know the voice of Abby Kadabi in the neighborhood, and I'm like, is this my in? Just the dream, and Adam is coming off. Adam, you have something?
That's your in. You know the voice of one of the Sesame Street characters.
Yeah,
Yes, you can ask them for a
One
tour.
block away, I ran into her.
Oh my
Allegedly.
gosh!
Yeah, it's crazy. So, and so I think my short answer is I haven't heard of them doing tours, but definitely on my bucket list just to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what I would like. Jen went to see like the Mr. Rogers Museum in Pittsburgh, which I'm sure would do one thing, but like, you know, walking on the set of Sesame Street,
Oh my God.
I don't know if I would recover from that.
Yeah. No. That would be crazy. Out of body experience.
Yeah. So the short answer is no. And for everybody, look up Kaufman Studios in Astoria. It's got a fun history there. And he's going back on mute. Good question, Adam. Do you have a follow up question, Adam? Before I mute you.
No, but I did walk past the barbecue restaurant you told me to go.
Oh yeah, Pig Beach over in Astoria.
Yeah, we ate at the pizza place next door, which is where like all the people from the studios go because it's like attached to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, and it's a place I like sometimes will circle back to because I like that area a lot too, and I'm waiting for its next like kind of big. Right when I started hanging out in Astoria more about 20 years ago, and like the movie theater over there opened, like it came alive a little bit. That's why I joked with you yesterday about the Applebee's and the Pizzeria Uno. It was like a big deal at the time. And you know, now it's kind of settled back in, but I feel like all the avenues in Astoria they pick up here and there, and they go in sequence. But good question, Adam, about Kaufman Astoria Studios there. Thank you.
Ryan pointing out that we're 30 minutes in. To be clear, Ryan, we're 24 minutes and 10 seconds in, and no questions have been asked yet. But Adam,
Adam, you don't
I asked a question.
Yeah.
You did ask a question. That's true. You did.
No, I was gonna maybe look for a battery.
Oh,
Oh my God! If by the end of this episode we'll use
history in the making
Yes.
right here on
I
the
love
Theme
it.
Park Thursday with Dillo
love it.
podcast.
we'll mute you. You let us know.
This is almost telethon like. We will make it deep until we raise.
We should have a ticker
won't
going.
So that battery is installed.
Oh gosh, so funny. Okay.
Oh,
All
Lord.
right.
I mean, I think we keep it chaotic because I think that would be best. I do have some questions I kept track of. We'll get to those.
Mhm.
Lewis, Val, TPR. Would one of you like to start with a question? No pressure. Oh, you are. Oh, you're.
No.
Growing
Yep.
up, I like that.
Go
Like
ahead, Em.
Hollywood Squares. Okay.
I get to start.
Sure.
Ooh, exciting. All right. I have a question.
Hmm.
I know that you both grew up going to Walt Disney World, going to the parks, and especially when you were younger, when you were going, as you were kids, as you were in middle school and growing up, there, especially back during that time, Disney had a lot of really great, shows and things that taught us things. There was so much in Epcot, the interventions area, that had all of these things, and just all sorts of different things in all of the parks, I feel like, that really inspired people and really taught things. And so what I'm wondering is, do you have a memory from when you would go to the parks of a show or an exhibit or an attraction that inspired you as you were growing up, that maybe somehow changed, your core belief system, or what you wanted to be when you grew up, or a hobby that you might have? Do you have a fond memory of an attraction, whether it's still there or not, that really inspired your life in some way?
That's a very good question.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
That's an excellent question out of the gate. Not to say that Adam's question wasn't great as well, but that's an excellent. Do you want to take that one first?
It's funny. The first show that came to me, because we were, you and I, and Jen, and I'm going to say it now. We were talking to James Warda, who wrote "How Does Disney Do That?" in a separate conversation that hopefully will lead to other things in the future. And I spoke a lot about Citizens of Hollywood, which people know on the podcast, of kind of like transforming me. And I was like, oh well, yeah, I really haven't seriously thought about performing ever until I watched Citizens of Hollywood, and so then I was off to the races after that. But I will say, as you were presenting that question, a show that we've talked about before, we've had a guest on the show who was in the show, Chris Kyer, right, and he was in a show on top of the Contemporary Resort called Broadway from the Top. And at the time, I think maybe like a year and a half into like I was like doing the theater thing, we went to see that show on top of the Contemporary pre-California Grill. And what for me it was like as I was like scrambling the whole time to like learn things about theater, because everyone knew more than I did at that point. Could I name every Major League Baseball team plus the expansion teams and their starting lineups? Yes. Could I talk about like what's the difference between Rodgers and Hammerstein and Andrew Lloyd Webber? No. So it was like trying to get my research in. And I worked at a Sam Goody, so I had cast albums on CD, and some things popped up on PBS from time to time. And Mama and Papa Dillo had old playbills from the 1980s. They had Cats, and they had all the playbills of shows they saw. And because I only saw 42nd Street in the early 80s, and then I didn't see another show until Guys and Dolls in 92. But Broadway from the Top was very much like a variety show of different. So it was a good way to like, they're doing that song, they're doing this song is from that show. And it kind of like, because I absorbed everything Disney, it allowed me to kind of get an idea of what songs are what and who wrote what and what was a duet and it was just a very nice introductory musical theater experience for me. So that, as you were asking me, I don't know if that's my answer, but that's what popped in my brain as you were asking it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the Wonders of Life Building was kind of popping in my head as you were asking it, and I'm like, but what about the Wonders of Life Building? Why is that coming to mind? I think when we were younger, it's so funny because I absolutely love Epcot now and, work there. So I have a newfound love for it and all the things. But when we were younger, we're like, Epcot, It's like the learning park. I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to. And Papa Dillo would want to walk around the countries, and it sounded like the worst. And like, oh, I gotta walk around the country. It's so hot out. I don't want to do that. Like, now, please, that's all I want to do every morning. I'm like, this is a great Epcot morning. We can walk around. It's great. But clearly, something about Epcot stuck with me a bit, and because they were kind of introducing technology a lot, and we were in Communicore a lot, building roller coasters, and then Wonders of Life kind of felt like an extension of that, because now there was, Body Wars that was like Star Tours, and there were all these shows teaching you more about science and technology and learning about different things, that when I think all of it shaped I want to work in Disney someday, not necessarily had a specific thing in mind. But then when I had a friend of a friend of a friend who worked in Innoventions, I was like, oh, I know Innoventions. We hang out there and watch that singing robot all the time. And what did he say? What did that robot sing?
Joe Cocker's feeling all right.
Yes.
Right.
So we were in there a lot. I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. And I could be indoors and I could be in Epcot, and that's so cool. But I think after talking to James, the wheel started spinning a little bit of things that I thought about or whatever. And I think I wrote a post on LinkedIn, like you do, of the trajectory of writing my senior thesis in college on JetBlue, and then I had to create an event for the company, and I created a golf event that would happen in Disney, and to then eventually work in Disney doing events, and then eventually work for JetBlue attending events in Disney with JetBlue was like, what's happening? But it's things that like I don't think about. I was just doing them. And then after that conversation with James, I started thinking about it more, like, that's really crazy that happens. Like, what is the world and what is life to like take you on this little journey? But I too don't know that I have a direct answer of something specific, but it was always there. It was always, I do want to work in Disney. I thought about maybe going to college there. I ended up there after college, like, twists and turns along the way, but I got there and I got the experience, and it was an amazing one. I also think knowing how much you could learn in Epcot and Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, I always used to say, oh, well, when I have kids someday, I'm going to just do Disney school with them, and I'm just going to take them here and teach them everything you ever need to know in life, because it's all right here. And so, so I don't know that something specific was like, oh, this is it and this is what I want to do. But it's like, it always was a part of me and always tied into anything I was doing along the way, I guess, if that makes sense.
It does. Awesome.
Our long-winded answers.
That's good.
TPR, you want to go next?
Sure. I've got one. Mine could be a little controversial, maybe. For you and Frank, anyway. You have the opportunity to bring back a defunct attraction. Any park, any attraction. Doesn't matter if it left last month or it left in 1977. The problem is you have to sacrifice a Dillo favorite. Now, it's just a 1-for-1, but is there an attraction that you would bring back to sacrifice one of your current favorites that is actually in the park right now?
You gotta go first, Jen.
You did post this. You would think I had some time to think about it. I didn't think about it. I mean, the first attraction I think of to bring back is Horizons, which is always kind of my go-to. I want to bring that back, right? Even though I love the Great Movie Ride, even though I love Muppets. And Adam's probably yelling at us as he looks for a battery that I did not just say Muppet Vision, because now I can say that, but I don't think about it being gone yet.
I expected it to be the great movie ride too. So.
Yeah. But to give up a current, like it has to be like a favorite or just like one I
it
like.
doesn't. Just something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be a favorite.
I would have to make a decision. I would give up. Oh my goodness. Things keep popping in my head and then I go, no, I don't want to. I'm Tron. Oh wait, no, I don't really enjoy that one. Oh man, I don't know when to give
Say you'll
up.
give up the People Mover. Just say it.
I would never. Can I give up like Toy Story Mania? I enjoy it. I have fun on it. I'm also a little bit mad on it because it's taken up all the space where the all new Mickey Mouse Club used to film, but that's fine. But maybe I would give up that one for Horizons.
That's fine. You can give up whichever one you would like. It just you'll have to deal
Ryan,
with,
not the Speedway.
Everybody afterwards.
She's never talked about Toy Story Mania on this show ever. I don't know. For me, the thing about the Great Movie Ride is that, especially working there, 96 and 99, even at that point, it was already starting to show 10 years in, showing the signs of like, can we update this? Can it become a villains attraction? Can we get new movies in with different scenes? There's already like that talk, and it took so, and then it went, nobody paid attention to it until the closure 18 years later or whatever it was. So for me, the Great Movie Ride, as great as it was, as nostalgic as it is, I would go on it today if offered the opportunity. The neglect, I think, that was involved, warranted to make a change. So as soon as Jen started thinking, my go-to is Journey into Imagination, just because of just how the attraction was laid out, how the storytelling was, and how it again kind of almost like the Broadway show on top of the contemporary, just like it gave you this genre of your imagination and this side of your imagination, and this there was just different elements to kind of open your own mind throughout the attraction. And so Horizons is a tough one to lose to this day, but Journey into Imagination is the one that I feel that's the one I really wish I could go on still. And am I going to say it? I would give up Space Mountain to have that journey.
Oh,
that's right.
What?
I would.
What?
Yeah. I agree. That's a good answer, Frank.
I'm out of here. I'm sorry.
Done. I would.
You pick Space Mountain as like your top ride all the time.
Right? Get it out of here for Journey into Imagination.
See,
I got Slinky Dog. I got Thunder Mountain. I got.
Nate.
That's right. We're here to shock you on our Ask Us Anything.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you.
I would sign that petition.
Yeah, those are great. I'm actually shocked, but I completely understand why you would choose to bring back other attractions. I completely understand that.
Yeah. Thanks for that question.
I'm not playing a game.
Lewis, over to you.
All right. So other than Test Track 2.0, what's a attraction or a version of attraction you're glad is gone?
Oh.
You don't like it. You didn't like it then. You didn't like it now. You're
Not
glad it's
scary,
gone.
but I just don't like it. Let's see.
I have a New York City sanitation truck coming down my block, so you go first, Jen.
Maybe the two that come to mind, and I'm sorry that they happen to be in the same park, and I am not an AK hater, I swear. But I don't personally love the dinosaur ride. It's still kind of there though, right? I mean, but it's almost not there. So does that count if I say
Yeah, sure.
that?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
And also the Tough to Be a Bug 3D. Yeah. I think I'm good with those two. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're in Animal Kingdom. But I think I'm okay with them being gone. Personally, just my opinion.
I mean, I haven't
Fair
even
enough.
thought of Animal Kingdom in all these these questions yet. It was. I could have gotten rid of Animal Kingdom ride instead of Space Mountain. What have I done?
That's a good point. I didn't even go over to the Animal Kingdom in my head.
It crossed my mind. Oh no! I mean, like I could give up Flight of Passage for the Return of Journey into Imagination. Sure, I could. Now, see, I feel like it's a cop out to give an Animal Kingdom answer, but I really personally, I do enjoy Navi River Journey, but I wish that it was longer. I want it to be as long as the other dark boat rides on in the parks. So I don't want to answer that as I try to rack my brain of what attraction I would be fine with. Is that the question?
No. No.
Yeah.
The question is, what attraction are you glad is gone, or version of attraction?
Oh, it's gone. Oh,
You're glad it's gone.
But now you're manifesting something going. So,
I was ready. I got you. Universe of Energy, I would put up there. I always wanted that to be better than it was. So that would be my pick. Is whatever it was like. That was truly a glorious 3-hour finale. That attraction.
Good napping place.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's what most people used it for.
Well, and the fact that as much as Jen hates Cosmic Rewind, the fact that they upgraded seriously there. So,
I find it interesting. Frank and I both enjoy Jurassic Park. I have nothing against dinosaurs. We both picked dinosaur related rides. I don't know what that is. Does it just not belong in Disney? What do you think that is?
Interesting.
Interesting.
I mean, I will say the dinosaur attraction, knowing that Jurassic Park was going into Islands of Adventure, was always kind of like a thing for me, personally. Yeah. Back then.
I want to check in with Adam. Stand by, Adam. But first, I did see that Nate asked, when was the last time you went into the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse? Forever ago is my answer. It's not one of my faves, so it's been a very long time.
I almost did it in 2021. I was like, and of course the park was like empty that day. The day I met Theme Park Rob actually was that Magic Kingdom day in 2021, and so I was just moving around really quick, and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting on everything. So it was also my plan to have a Sleepy Hollow breakfast for the first time. I was like, okay, and I'm going to do the mobile ordering for the first time ever. I'll have plenty of time to go up this Swiss Family tree here and get back down in time by the time my order's ready. And I got to like the first landing and they were like, your order is ready. And I was like, oh okay. And that was the last time I tried to go on the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse.
Yeah. I really don't even know. It's been a very long time, a long, long time ago for me. Adam, if you're there, can we check in during our telethon here to see if Adam has replaced the battery?
No, in the private chat, it says no dice.
No, but he said that earlier, I think, about Muppets. That was 10 minutes ago. So no dice, Muppets, because I didn't say anything about it. And I knew he was going to yell at me for that. 2018 for Ryan with the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. Okay, I don't think Adam's there. He might be changing the battery as we speak. I'm not sure. We'll come back to him momentarily.
Adam is also in the waiting room waiting.
Oh, he has two waitings here. It's very confusing.
So Jeffers asks, will Lenny Burrows ever make an appearance at a Disney park? And for those of you who do not know, oh my God, the answer that just came into my head, I can't I can't, but maybe I can. For those of you who don't know, Lenny Burrows is my character at the Sterling Renaissance Festival, the 25th anniversary of Lenny Burrows' first appearance at the Sterling Renaissance Festival is this summer. So at first I was going to say no, no, he's not going to appear at a Disney park. Well, then, Lenny Burrows' costume is kind of like it's got some Christmas colors. It's got like a Lord of Misrule. He's a Lord of Misrule, which means he runs the holiday. I mean, we would have to do like a charity thing in order for us to raise enough money for Lenny Burrows to make an appearance at the Very Merry Christmas Party. I'm just saying.
Didn't we do a charity thing where you were going to wear lederhosen and kind of wear the Lenny Burrows costume 5 years ago?
No, that's you're conflating a lot of things right there.
Well, it was 5 years ago. There's a lot happening.
The first thing is that lederhosen was for a certain amount of followers on Twitter and a certain amount of time before Twitter was X.
Okay.
And we did not reach that threshold, so I did not have to wear the lederhosen, even though I wouldn't say that's off the table. It was never off the table, Ross. And then, what's the other part? The lederhosen. Oh, and then the Lenny Burrows costume was. I think Theme Park Rob said I had to wear the Lenny Burrows costume as part of my birthday things to do.
Oh yes, in Times Square.
That's right. Yeah.
And I would say that's still also on the table for some.
Still never did that. What
Hanging
birthday
out with
was
the
that?
naked cowboy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and hang out with the naked. Oh man, I would say that's still a possibility. I wouldn't say why not. But Ryan had to follow up of Lenny on the Star Cruiser would have been epic, and I think I might have done that. I don't know. Also, if I wasn't paying for it, maybe Lenny Burrows would have made an appearance on the Galactic Star Cruiser. That's pretty funny.
I think we can welcome back Adam.
Oh, Adam's back.
Updates,
Adam?
Is there an update?
All right, let me unmute him. Wait,
Okay.
oh, no, wait, wait,
Are you both trying to unmute him at the same time?
I don't know. Can you try? Can't unmute the guests because they chose to mute themselves.
Oh.
Oh, Adam,
So
don't
you
bring
have
this
to
on
unmute,
yourself.
Adam.
It's not your fault.
Sorry.
Adam, how's it going?
It's all right. I'm just reading old Muppet Vision stories on the internet.
Adam, is there a new battery in the smoke detector or not?
So I put a new battery in, but it didn't work.
What?
So it might be like it might be other ones in the house.
Yep.
So I got to check all of them.
All right.
All right,
We'll check back
let us
in.
know when you're back.
That was the no dice was for the battery.
Muppets.
No.
I know you were yelling at me.
I thought you were
Muppets.
answering the soccer question. So
But what the heck, Muppets? Like, how could you not want that back?
I do.
I think
don't
it is
think
coming
of it
back.
as
That's
gone
all.
yet. I don't think of it as gone. I haven't accepted that. That's why. So my brain isn't thinking that way.
It's
Lewis,
coming
I
back in
saw
a different
a-
capacity.
No,
I
it's
saw
not.
a World Cup club game.
Yeah.
It was a Brazilian team against a South Korean team. And the Brazilian team won. I don't know if I could tell you the names of the teams because they were. I don't know how to pronounce them. But it was a fun game. It was at MetLife and the Meadowlands, and it was good.
Adam, which detector are you going to next? We're gonna make this happen, Adam. We're gonna make sure.
I gotta check. I'm gonna have to get
Mhm.
a sleeve of batteries though, because I think I just found one when I was looking for batteries. So I'm gonna have to get like a whole bunch now. And just do them all.
Can you do like a DoorDash for batteries or something?
Oh.
DoorDash? I live in the woods. We don't have DoorDash out here. I'm not a city folk like you guys are.
Where do you live, Adam? I don't understand New Jersey. All right. Oh, Ryan wants to know what favorite attraction you would give up to bring back Muppets,
Oh.
Adam.
Me?
Yeah. What would you sacrifice to get
Count
them
Hall
up?
of Presidents.
Oh, I mean,
No, a legit answer. I would give up like But in that park, I would give up Tower of Terror.
Oh,
That's big.
wow. That's
Wow.
I mean, I do think you would get rid of anything to bring it back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like other than Carousel of Progress, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Adam, if Bob Iger came up to you and said, "Listen, kid, I don't know he's talking like Harrison Ford, but you can have Muppet Vision back, but you got to give up the Carousel of Progress."
I don't. I would stick him in the eye. This.
Like in the old Mo Howard.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, I'm putting you on mute again
That's fine.
for the time being. Okay.
All right, we'll see you back in after you change the next.
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna go to a question that Troy had submitted. Troy, I know you were here earlier. I'm not sure if you're still here, but he had put into the Discord, is retirement in Orlando a conversation you guys have, especially as you enter AARP territory? Side note to that, I'm already an AARP member because of Troy. So I don't know what he's saying, because it was his fault that I'm an AARP member now. So I just wanted to say that. Your thoughts?
Well, no, it's not on the table for me.
Yeah.
Not by my own choosing. But I think some of you are aware of this, but I have recently been reliving like my time in Orlando through this project I've been doing called Field of Understudies, and which you can go to fieldofunderstudies.com if you want to check that out.
Look at you promoting.
I did it.
And
and it's, it's loosely based on a true story, but it's a lot of it is not true, but it does allow me to access that time in my brain of living in Orlando and the things that I liked and didn't like, and and what would be appealing to me and not appealing about being there. And I think I would be, and we talk about DVC on here and it confuses me, but I think I would probably be, like I said, Jen and I have said on the podcast that I think I would just be happy with 4 long weekends a year, once a quarter in Adam's terms, quarters, but once a quarter. If I could get a long weekend in Orlando, I feel like that would be all I would need, whether it's now or in retirement. I don't think I need to live there day to day anymore because I did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We used to play the Should We Move Back Here game a lot. We don't really play it as much anymore. We will often say, like, I just want houses everywhere. I want a house over here, I want a house over here. And Orlando sometimes comes into that, but then we're like, yeah, but then we're going to have a house and we're not going to stay at a Disney resort. Like, we still want to stay. So we'd probably go, in a world where we could have multiple houses in DVC, that's probably the route we would go. But yeah, I never say never, because who knows where life takes you. But I don't know that it's a current topic of conversation as of now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, I want more time in Central Florida because I enjoy the area. I mean, when I went to Met Spring Training in March, and just even going up 95 between Port St. Lucie and West Palm Beach, I'm like, I just like driving around here. There's just things I like about it, and of course that's a great weather time of year anyway. Mm-hmm. But so to me, there's things I really love about the area and the surrounding areas. But I feel like 4 years was good. But I do want to jump over to Matt. Do you see Maz's question on the side here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Maz's question. If you could design a nighttime spectacular, what park would you put it in, and what would it be? I did that without my glasses, everyone. Thank you. And so the first thing when I saw Maz's question on the side here was that I was like, oh, I have answered incorrectly for Dr. Val's question. Because the original Illuminations, like after Laserphonic Fantasy and before what everyone loves about Illuminations, there was this like 4 or 5 year period where you were just getting nonstop classical music instead. Like it was Beethoven's Fifth, and it was Gershwin Rhapsody in Blue, and it was just Funiculi Funicula. It was all these kind of known classical pieces and operatic pieces associated with the countries, and all woven together, Tchaikovsky, everything. And so I know then, working at the Sam Goody, then there was like a chase to see how do I figure out what all those musical pieces were, because again, there was no internet back in 1991. And so there was like just learning about classical music for a while, which it's funny now considering my current line of work. And so that is something that stays with me, Maz, that I would want to see something like Illuminations was big for me then because of the classical music, but also Sorcery in the Sky was big for me because it was this, again, exposure to just these, movie themes and the composer, and not just Williams, but, other great composers of the time too. And so that's something for me of what I would want to see. And everyone's talking about the Starlight Parade starting. Is that what it's called? It's called the Starlight Parade, right? Is that what it's called? Debuting July 20th. The nighttime spectacular is back, and we were big Spectral Magic and Main Street Electrical Parade people. But I feel like you need something that has that. It's got to expand outward a little bit, and it's an IP era, so it's very hard to say that's what's going to happen. But I always enjoyed when a little more of the world was in a Disney park. That's what I love about the finale of the Electrical Water Pageant. It's very USA, but and patriotic, but I did like that part of it. Kind of like, and by the way, you think you're in a Disney park, but now guess what? It's a bigger world out there. And I always liked that about, my younger years in Disney parks, was it always gave you that opportunity to, you might feel like you're in this bubble, but really the world is out there with the same kind of stuff. That was not an answer I was expecting. Thanks, Matt. Jen?
So I would have a 2-part, and it's all about nostalgia. I think I would have a parade, a very lit up nighttime parade, obviously, so you can actually see the floats. And I think we kind of do an ode to the rides and attractions that are no longer with us and that we miss. And so a little bit of that. And then at the end, you get wishes. Just get wishes. So it's a parade of nostalgia that just leads in. You turn towards the castle, wishes, and like just everything is right again. So I think that's the route I would take. A little mix there, but
Nate Hardy is.
I'm sorry.
Nate Hardy's tapping out here. Have a good night, Nate. And the question for us is whether we are going to do a 2-part here and then conclude the first hour of the Q&A and then pick up. Do we have another hour to 10:30 in us is the question.
I think probably.
We probably do.
At the very least, we could do. Yeah. I mean, we're not done yet. These fine people in this window with us probably haven't asked all their questions yet. So, we got plenty.
Plus, Adam is still working on his smoke detectors.
Adam hopefully has 3 more done by now.
There's a bit of a cliffhanger here for this episode. So we'll move up. Stumbling. Is that him? So we'll take this part of the Q&A down.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Deuces.
There you go.
The Dillo's Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snidillo Studios. Dillo's Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit dillosdizresort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillo's Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, dillosdiz.com. Dillo's Diz Podcast 2025.